Om Shri Sai Ram. Sutra Vahini by Bhagavan Shri Sathya Sai Baba. Chapter 9. Omniscient Brahman, the cause of the cosmos. Since the all-knowing Brahman is declared by the Vedas to be the cause of the cosmos, a description and understanding of this sublime phenomenon has been made. The very expression Brahman conveys the meaning that it has the power of willing, etc. The Vedas that speak of Brahman as unconditioned and devoid of attributes also declare that it has, as its very nature, total beneficence. For, from the standpoint of the cosmos, Brahman is without qualifications. Cosmos, the projection of supreme consciousness. The Upanishadic texts, which form a section of the revealed texts or the Shruti or Vedic scripture, do not convey any distinction between the Absolute and the Almighty Brahman and Ishvara. What has to be understood from all these Vedantic texts is that the cosmos is the manifestation or projection of supreme consciousness. If the cosmos is considered inert and devoid of consciousness, some might ask how it can be so invitingly attractive. It cannot be irresponsive and dull, for it would then be ever the same. No, this view is incorrect. God is the efficient cause as well as the material cause of the cosmos. He has himself become all this. He is the inner and the outer truth, and therefore he is the light that illumines and reveals, that draws and discloses. Flour, etc. is mixed with sugar. It is said, pista means flour, and flour, any flour, rice, wheat or pulse, mixing the flour with sugar sweetens it. By itself, flour is not welcomed by the tongue. Sugar makes it tasty. Similarly, wherever charm, attraction or splendor is manifest in the cosmos, it is the cosmic spirit or the Paramatma that is evident and nothing else. The Vedas make this very clear. As the Vedic texts assert, the cosmic spirit creates, fondles, fosters and sustains the cosmos or the Jagat, and finally induces it to merge in him. The cosmic spirit is the sole creator, the sole enjoyer and the sole protector and master. This is the proclamation contained in the Vedas or the Shrutis. Brahman is inherently spiritual bliss. The Vedas declare that Brahman is of the nature of supreme bliss, Ananda Swarupa. Elaborating on the Atma, they mention the sheaths that treasure it. The food sheath or the Annamaya Kosha, the vital layer sheath or the Pranamaya Kosha, the mental sheath or the Manomaya Kosha, and the intellectual sheath or the Vignayamaya Kosha is in that sequence. After these four comes the innermost, spiritual bliss sheath, Anandamaya Kosha. All these are in the Brahman. So it is proper to conclude that Brahman is inherently spiritual bliss. Each sheath is subtler than the previous, the subtlest being the fifth, the bliss sheath. Therefore, all these can be taken to be the body, Upadhi, of Brahman. The food sheath or coat is a gross covering which protects the coating that is less gross, namely the vital layer sheath. The vital layers are nurtured and directed by the less gross mental sheath. The mental sheath controls the vital airs or the pranas, which regulate and operate the physical and sensory instruments. So the mental sheath is much more powerful than the breath. Subtler than the sheath is the intellectual sheath. It is ever engaged in discriminating between the temporary and the permanent. It is very close to the experience of spiritual bliss, Ananda. In fact, it helps to evoke that experience, which is the awareness of the Brahman itself. In order to guard the body against disease, we wear different varieties of clothes, an undershirt, then a shirt, then a coat, and over the coat a shawl. When the heart is to be examined, the shawl, then the coat, shirt, and finally the undershirt must be removed. Only then can the heart be examined. Similarly, one has to eliminate the food, mental, vital air, intellectual, and mental sheaths in order to be intimately aware of the Supreme Atma or Brahman, which is spiritual bliss, Ananda itself. The journey known as life is but a pilgrimage from the food plane of matter to the blissful spiritual plane. This is the goal, the end. The aphorism conveys this truth to us. The Supreme Soul, Paramatma, is essentially of the blissful nature. Some don't agree with this conclusion. They posit the individualized soul, Jivatma, not as spiritual bliss, Ananda, but as the discriminating faculty of the intellect or the Vijnana. That is to say, Brahman is effulgent in its own right. It needs no external source of light. It is established in its own splendor. Others declare that supreme energy or the Parashakti is the entity known as spiritual bliss, the supreme Atma or the Paramatma, and also as the supreme space, Para Akasha. These theories arise out of different thought processes of people in different planes. Atma is also spiritual bliss. Brahman encompasses all, and awareness of every entity is awareness of Brahman itself. It cannot be differentiated or divided. Spiritual bliss, Ananda, is all. Brahman, the bliss sheath, is also the individualized Atma, Jivatma, appearing as individualized. The quality cannot be identified and considered apart from the other, from the thing possessing it. The Atma is spiritual bliss, whether universalized as the highest Atma, Paramatma, or particularized as the individual Atma. Spiritual bliss cannot be measured out as less or more. Full of spiritual bliss means spiritual bliss itself, not something having bliss. So the individual Atma is not less, and the highest Atma is not more spiritual bliss. They are both the same spiritual bliss. In the ordinary world sense, too, spiritual bliss is the characteristic of every living being. As a consequence, every human being seeks to express and develop it. Living beings are found renouncing various desires and lines of conduct in order to attain spiritual bliss. But the belief that spiritual bliss can be secured from external objects is a sign of ignorance. From all outside, you grieve. From all within you, happiness. Sarvam paravasham dukham, sarvam atma vasham sukham. According to this axiom, when one feels that one's spiritual bliss or ananda is dependent on external objects, one is moving beyond oneself and courting grief. One plunges into needless grief by the enslavement to objects that, according to one's fancy, can make one happy. One becomes the target for anxiety and worry. One has to suffer much, just as a person afflicted with thirst running toward a mirage gets nothing to quench the thirst and has a miserable end. Therefore, the attempt to derive spiritual bliss through external objects and external activities is not commendable at all. Those who long for genuine spiritual bliss have to turn their attempts inward, bound to the Atma. One point at this juncture, when it is said that Rama made Bhima a wealthy person or a well-informed person, does it not follow that at the beginning Rama was wealthier or more knowledgeable than Bhima? If Rama was indigent and ignorant, how could he transform Bhima into a wealthy or knowledgeable person? Obviously, it would not be possible. Supreme Self is being, awareness, bliss. Brahman is the embodiment of bliss. Ananda Swarupa is bliss itself. So every living being receives spiritual bliss from Brahman. He is all knowledge, so he awards, arouses, and advances knowledge in all. God is the grantor, the promoter of spiritual bliss. This is confirmed in the aphorism, "The blissful one is the Supreme Self," since the statement is repeated many times. Moreover, that very Brahman that is described in the mantra is sung. Brahman is being, awareness, bliss. This sacred axiomatic formula or the mantra also refers to the same. Brahman, that is spiritual bliss. Brahman is truth or Sathya. Brahman is knowledge, Jnana. Brahman is infinity, Ananta. Truth is a synonym for bliss. It does not mean anything else. Truth implies indivisible, immeasurable bliss or Ananda. It cannot be affected by limitations of space, the passage of time, or the varying moods of the experiencers. Spiritual bliss will itself purify time, space, and the individual. These three are subdued by spiritual bliss or the individual. Therefore, God is designated and described by the mantra, can be known only partially through the mantra. He does not limit the mantra may limit him. Spiritual bliss is the bond that binds both. Om Shri Sai Ram.
Saishwaraya vidmahe Satyadevaya dhimahi Tanna sarva prachodayat. Om Saishwaraya vidmahe Satyadevaya dhimahi Tanna sarva prachodayat. Om Saishwaraya vidmahe Satyadevaya dhimahi Tanna sarva prachodayat. Om